Okay, so my first question for you guys is you're hitting this milestone, this 10-year anniversary of having this company that I guess started in a broom closet from what I hear. What does this mean for you guys to have this happen?
Scott?
Well, that's a good question. Well, first of all, it was a video closet, so a little bit fancier than a broom closet. No, it's just totally unexpected. We never thought that we would, when we started out with just a couple people in a little bitty tiny room, that we would end up at Comic-Con having a bunch of TV shows that, how many people watched? 5, 6 people have watched.
Seven last week.
So it's exciting. It's cool. It's amazing.
Well, I think the most amazing thing that I've seen myself over the last 10 years since you guys came out is that a lot of shows have started to reference and use sort of your template of these 9-minute shorts and some of the stuff you guys are doing. Did you know at the time when you started this that you guys were going to sort of revolutionize what was going on in entertainment as far as TV shows and what the kids in the dorm rooms were watching and how everything was going at that time back 10 years ago?
Yeah, that was the plan. We just decided that we were going to change. We didn't like what we saw. We were going to change everything. No, I think so much of what Adult Swim, I think, was just people making stuff that made them laugh. And that's what we've always done is, try to do things that we think is funny. Mm-hmm. And I know you draw a lot of...
Yeah, my goal when I draw cartoons is always to make Dave Willis and Matt Malero, the writers, always to make them laugh with the drawings. So I know if I can do that, then that's going to translate into a good show all around.
Okay, now I want to get into this. I guess it's called Scoop territory. The name escapes me. The guy that voices Archer, he said there is not going to be a live-action Archer movie, but the show looks like it's set up for that because everybody on the show looks like their voice actors. Is that something you guys are thinking about, or is that something that's totally not in your guys' mindset at all?
That would be an Adam Reed question.
Yes.
Adam Reed, the creator of that show, he's the guy that has the answer to that.
Yeah.
And you guys can't speak on that at all?
No.
They didn't tell us anything.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah. We don't know.
What was, when you went to make that show, what went into making the characters look so much like the voice actors? I mean, was that something you purposely wanted to do, or was that just something that happened in the process of developing it? Or can you sort of talk about the creative process that went into making the show what it is?
Well, actually, that series is Adam Reed and Matt Thompson. Adam was a creator, Floyd County Productions, and they came to us because they needed that show. They had a deadline. They had to basically make that show really fast. And to ramp up, they came to Radical Axis to help them with the show. So that all the creative behind that is kind of a Floyd County, Adam Reed thing.
So you guys are like Fort Knox. You're going to tell me nothing about this.
They tell us nothing.
Yeah.
So they don't tell you nothing, so they just wait till the last minute, and then all of a sudden you have to put this show together. Is that basically how it works?
It makes it interesting. You're being very quiet.
Do you want me to say something about it? No, well, like he was saying, that's a Floyd County production, so our involvement on Archer is very limited in the sense that we do a little bit of the animation, a little bit of the character design, character work on it, but majority of that work is done with Floyd County, so we're just a hired studio for that one. So unlike Squidbillies and Aqua Teen and the others that we do, where we are full production.
Okay, now I want to move on to Aqua Teen because, of course, that's, I guess, where you guys got your biggest notoriety from. This movie came out a couple of years ago, and when it came out, it was sort of panned. A lot of the fans didn't like it, but now it has taken on a life of its own. They're starting to have revivals at midnight with it around Los Angeles. Every once in a while you see it pop up, and now it's starting to get this huge cult following again. Can you sort of talk about what your guys' thoughts were at the time it came out and sort of how it's perceived now and how it wasn't perceived that way back when it came out?
Well, I know for me, I think it was a big moment of, I felt like that was the moment that I had finished with all that I wanted to do in life. So it was make a movie, I was done. So, I don't know. I think from art, it's always weird being on the other side because you make it and you don't realize, you try to avoid reading too many reviews about stuff because it's always, some people hate it, some people love it. So you just sort of go with we expected the outcome, I think, exactly what it was. That there was a lot of people that hated it, a lot of people that loved it. So to see it continue on, I think that's kind of normal because everyone wants to go back and watch it and see where it came from.
It's the same as the show too, because the show was very much like that. You either loved it or hated it, and and basically the movie was just one long version of the show. So it doesn't surprise me at all that people are coming back to it, later, or fans are watching it over and over because that's the way the show is. So that doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, I want to ask you about this show. How do you guys continue to keep it fresh and be able to keep coming back for more seasons and keep this going on to where the fans are actually, still engaged in it and love to see it every time it comes on? I mean, where do you find the creative energy to keep this 10-minute little short with these three guys going?
I think part of it is the fact that it is 15 minutes and that it can, you do have to keep it into short snippets. And because it is written, Dave and Matt do such a great job writing it that, it's so many little quotes that you can use, so many different little things that it can last longer because it is shorter. And I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but yeah. But I personally think that you've got this crazy group of characters. You've got a really endless world that's been created with all these monsters. I mean, we make monsters out of everything. I mean, mold growing on the floor. I mean, the house itself has become a creature. I mean, when you have that kind of endless supply of material, then, I mean, shoot, I think it could just go on forever.
Well, you're talking about going on forever. What is coming up for the next set of the run of episodes? What are we going to see these guys doing next? I mean, do you have a set plan for where the show is going, or how is it going to evolve? Or is it going to kind of stay the same way as it's always been?
I don't know. I don't really know if we can talk about that at all, but I think that every season they tend to throw in a few wrinkles, as far as to keep the audience a little bit on its edge. But that's all I can really feel like is comfortable enough for me to say.
So you can't talk about any new characters coming up, any new villains?
No.
Not at all. Come on, jeez. Now, when are you guys coming back with a new run of episodes? Because I know some of the stuff on Adult Swim has already aired, like the Tim and Eric, and then when's the Aqua Teen coming back with new episodes?
I know we've already started. I don't know when they're actually airing, but I know that we've started animating them. So I have done. I know that I've drawn a few things and submitted, but that's. Do you have any air dates?
No, I don't think that. Usually with Adult Swim, the air dates fluctuate. It depends on all the new shows that come in. So they usually start running stuff in the fall, and then they keep it going all the way through spring. So usually Aqua Teen lately has been coming in the spring. We work all the way through Christmas and into the beginning of the next year, and then they start airing the new seasons probably sometime around springtime next year.
My favorite, too, is when they announced the premiere of Squidbillies, and for the fall. This fall, premiere of Squidbillies, new Squidbillies, and they aired something that wasn't Squidbillies altogether. So, Adult Swim loves to mess with the audience, so we're never quite sure what's going to air.
So was that intentional, or was that a mess up from the master control guy, or what?
It was intentional.
What do the fans say when they see that they sit down to watch their new show and it doesn't come on? I mean, do you guys ever hear any of that backlash? Do they ever get mad, or are they just like, it's a funny joke, I guess? Or how does
people are sort of used to the fact that's Adult Swim. I mean, anytime the audience watches it and realizes that they've been totally confused from the beginning, then I think it sort of works.
I think from what feedback I've heard is people just love it. They love that they don't they let the audience, they joke around with the audience, but they love the fact that the audience. I can't talk. I give up. I just quit. No, the audience.
On the way over, Todd's like, I don't feel very good.
Are you sick?
This is true. This is true.
Is it the smell of the fish outside, or what's going on?
No, it's him.
You're gonna blame me. Thanks.
I think he's going to sleep at like 1 in the morning and then getting up at 4 to fly across the country and then get in a car and drive for.
How long were you guys in the car coming down here? 4 hours? 5 hours?
How long were we? Yeah, 3 hours.
It wasn't that bad. It was like 3 hours.
Now I want to ask you guys. You guys did the live action Aqua Teen. How did that go over with the fans, and what do you guys think you accomplished with that?
Maybe a spin-off? No.
You think so?
I don't think so. No, I think for the fans, I think it was just something new. It was neat to see. I think even for us and the fans as well to see the characters, what the vision of the creators are, to have them actually as live action characters was quite funny, and I think it went over pretty well. I mean, it got big ratings, and ended up being a really funny episode.
Okay, and my last question: what is coming up in the future for you guys? I mean, do you have any new animated programs or even live action shows that are going to be coming up soon that we don't really know about yet, or are you guys just going to continue doing what you're doing and move ahead with that?
No, we're always developing. We're always coming up with ideas and getting things together to pitch and take out and try to have some new shows. Unfortunately, there's nothing to unveil at Comic-Con this year, but maybe next year we'll have something cool. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that we have internally that we've been developing, and I hope that we can call you guys up and let you get the scoop when it's ready.
Yep.
And you're not going to tell me anything, like you've been doodling some stuff just to practice and see if there's something cool coming out?
I doodle all the time, and then hopefully we'll make something out of one of the doodles.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I hope you get better, and thank you guys so much for taking the time out today. It's good.